Hey, what's up, fam? Just finished a workout here. Thought I'd share a few thoughts. So many times we're so selfish. We look at things in life through a selfish perspective. I know you probably don't want to hear that, but that's true. It's true for all of us. I do it myself. We like to even tell people, hey, don't be selfish. Don't look at things selfishly. But that's really, in a lot of cases, driven by selfish motivations. Whatever it wants to, you want to be liked, or you want to be seen as someone that's got it figured out, or whatever the case may be. And I just want to challenge all of us today that, and I know I've said this before, I'm not the first person to say this, I get it. Sitting outside, so you hear some weed trimmers and things going on, but you know what? You have to give people grace. You never know what they're going through. And I'm not talking about making inexcusable excuses for people. If it's something illegal, unethical, or immoral, you absolutely have to shut that down. But so many times what I've seen in my experience, and I think you would probably agree, you've seen this and experienced this as well. Somebody does something that is so insignificant to you, or it involves you, whether it's something of, not doing something exactly like what you wanted or how you wanted it, or maybe you're in a grocery store and somebody passes you with a cart and they're taking up more room than they need to, and they're standing at the shelf looking at it for longer than they need to, and I don't know, you can fill in whatever you want to fill in, and we get upset. And there's other situations too, and where something will go wrong, it doesn't even affect you, and you want to get on your pulpit, your perch, your stomp, whatever your speaking platform is, because now everybody has a platform, myself included, and go out and make a righteous statement, right? If there's some injustice been done to you or to someone else, and that someone else might not even cared about it, that someone else could have been me and got cut off in the parking lot and couldn't have cared less about it. That's not necessarily always the case. I have a little bit of road stuff as well, just like everybody else, but I'm just using that as an example. We thump our chest, and say, hey, look at this great thing that I've done. I've gotten up here and I've spoken out against whatever, and that's from a selfish motivation, whether it's you want to be internet famous or you want to be whatever it is. So I just ask that, not giving people, a pass on things, definitely not illegal, unethical, or immoral, but what do we actually, have we applied grace? We look at it, everything from our perspective, right? Our perspective of, how it affects us, or how we want to be seen or viewed, but how about the other person? So just try to give a little bit of grace. I'm sure you've been given lots of grace in your time, whether that be from a spiritual aspect or a human aspect, you've been given grace. So I just ask us all to just pause on our perspective, try to see it from somebody else's perspective. And honestly, at the end of the day, is it even really that important? I mean, a lot of times you're like, well, I can't let this person go forward. They've been doing this for so long and they're going to continue to do this. Does anybody really care? Is it that important, right? Now, if there is important, if like it's on the job situation, right? And you're a supervisor or manager or whatever, and there's something needs to be corrected, that's one thing, right? But then when we do those corrections, I just did a piece about toxicity. That's how we approach. If you have a heart to approach people with grace, to help them, to develop them, to inspire them, trust me, it's not going to be taken, at least large in part, not going to be taken negatively, right, or toxic. So I understand we have to hold people accountable, and you have to hold people to the standard. You can't just continue to not show up to work on time, right? That's a problem. However, in some of the other things, a lot of other things in life, shift your perspective and give a little bit of grace. And I will also say that in my experience, again, the hardest time to do that's when you're busy. Because you're focused, you're running around and everything's about this, that, and the other thing. So you got to slow down a little bit. So I challenge you, and while you're trying to shift perspectives to show grace, you're going to have to slow down some more than likely. So as always, love you, fam. Y'all take care of each other.